Okay, give us a few give us a few seconds. I'll be sharing the stream a bit, then we will be ready to begin. Yeah, more of the spark. I'm trying to remember if I did well. My memory says that I kind of did mid to average at best, so not exactly a great sign. I'm gonna try to see what has some. Try to do a little bit of studying on this one. Yeah, basically with them older sets, you really have to study quite a bit. You have to sometimes jog your memory. What's been good? What's been not so good? Usually, the thing with throwback sets also is that a lot of people that played are probably not necessarily going to remember it. So basically, there are a lot of new players coming in every time. It's going to be their first opportunity. So that is something to consider. Not everyone's necessarily going to be on the same page. And War of the Spark is also an interesting set to consider that as well because it is one of the more unusual sets. I wouldn't say harder though. If you've been used to playing, well, it's hard to say traditional drafting these days because a lot of things has not been traditional for quite some time. That said, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting one. In fact, they don't give out they don't even give out guides for the color pairs, which is saying something. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena, and today we are going to be doing some Premier War of the Spark draft. Let's just cash it right in and see how it goes. Yeah, if there's one annoyance I have, yeah, I have to keep pressing refresh every time to check for comments. I do have comments in the side tab here, and if I can find a way to adjust the screen here, or like say, I guess that helps. Maybe if I expand, okay, if I expand it more on this side, it puts it more to the right. I guess I can, still can't quite see it yet. If I shrink it a bit, no, I don't need to move the color source. Anyway, it's off. I don't mind about that. Yeah, let's get ready and let's see how. I'm trying to find a way to be able to see comments quite quickly. Okay, maybe just this corner on the side here. That should be enough. And right off the bat, Dreadhorde Arcanist, very much a classic card. If we're going to red blue spells, and that said, this one does need quite a bit of help, so this might not be the rare we're looking for. So we're basically looking for cards with amass. We're also looking at planeswalkers. This one does make it interesting, though it doesn't help Dreadhorde Arcanist. It's still a power toughness check. Hey, Tim Sopcat, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? As far as colors are concerned, blue and black tend to be the stronger ones. I might just take Herald of the Dreadhorde just because of that. Yeah, it's a shame I'm passing the Dreadhorde Arcanist right away, and I even just need one more to complete my copies of this. I guess there are ways to pump this, but in red blue might be a bit of a stretch. I don't remember there being many 1-mana cantrips to get back. Ambush is a good one, but it's not in a great color pair. Yeah, we'll just take Herald of the Dreadhorde. We'll try to start solidifying our claim here. This is a rare I'm willing to take, Fibbletip. You might already have all the copies of this. I do, however, have Obnixilus's Cruelty, which is probably one of the most premier removals available. Alternately, we can take Crush Descent, although this is admittedly expensive, kind of late, but if you're able to counter something, it's a really big deal. Yeah, it's a shame that we're going to be passing a lot of blue just to solidify black. I am willing to take it, though. Someone can take else can take Fibbletip there. I'm just going to have to keep clicking back and forth. Unfortunately, I guess the alternate way is to move the screen here. Okay, that one helps more. I can now see chat better. Mayhem Devil, always a classic. We can kind of go into sacrifice as a team. Callous Dismissal also helps us. Crush Descent is still here. Red has quite some decent removal here, so that's also... and it does have some unmask, so we can go with that. Black has a few ways of sacrificing creatures, so that is also a thing. Actually forgot about stealth mission. Imagine if we cast this onto our Dreadhorde Arcanist and just then attack, so we get to cast it again. But we'll take the Mayhem Devil here. I'm gonna stake into black red, and also notice that the one black card we have is just a 5 mana 5/4, which is it's serviceable but super unexciting. Give me a second. I'm thinking of taking something quite cheap. There is a Heartfire. This is something that we can run with. Hello? Hello? Yes, yes. Uh, Pretty much kaubina naman ka na. Minimum 10,000, but yes, that's if you want to get the 1,000. If you want to get 1,000 maximum, the 1,000 maximum from BDO, kana. That depends, cause I can only think of another set of Lauren, and that's about it. We don't really have much to buy na anymore. Yeah, poor Sui Hanglo. Yeah, it's really just because of the Lauren that we're able to get that much. Oh. Minimum BDO minimum si 5,000. Try go pa. So I could just use JBC. It's just about the same thing then. I can just use Hige. No, sorry, the East West card. That's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, kinda needed. Yeah, 10%. Yes. No, East West is East West, but it's limit. It's the maximum is 500, and you have to spend a minimum of 5,000. So it's just a flat 500 now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sige. Okay. Yeah. Sige. Oh, kabila pa naman. Um, yeah, but that's because I'm trying to balance it for the other voucher. I- no, because the Lauren does not count for the Lazada voucher. It only counts for BDO. So in order to get the most out of the Lazada voucher, I have to kay tampo, kay pa. That's it. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Oh. 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 More voucher no. Oh. Binasify by it technique dapat buhay naman. Kasi go lechong tai chi pa. Okay, sige. Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Okay. So yeah, in between all that minimal discussion, yeah. So we had to take a. Okay, of course, no one's gonna play Demolish. Pretty much, that's one good thing about play boosters. We're not gonna see cards like that anymore. Hey, Nifris Mizet Reborn. For each color pair, basically this card's not play. It's not playable for us. We're really gonna. There's really no good reason to go into multiple color pairs. So that said, we can take Ashiok, which as good as it is, it doesn't actually affect the board. So I probably would want to take something like Chandra or Heart. I'm gonna probably take Chandra's Triumph because I can only have so many. I don't only have so many things to sacrifice. I'm actually gonna be on the lookout for 2 drops and whatnot. So we're gonna take the Chandra's Triumph. Karn's Bastion is playable if we do hit Planeswalkers. I guess Kaya is also a neat pick for. It's also a decent pick for Planeswalker. It is kind of expensive. Yeah, we're basically looking for all the good amassed creatures. We're not hitting any. I probably will just take Kaya. We just need to have. I also took Firemind Vessel on the off chance that we are gonna end up splashing. There are a few blue cards that we're kind of getting here. Yeah, Devouring Hellion's another sacrifice outlet as well. Spark Harvest gives us another hard removal. The Spark is straight removal, but we don't have a good reason to go into white. Our split right now is been mostly black, so we probably would want to take yet another Spark Reaper. Also note that this one can just sacrifice itself. That does count. Because what's our... I could also just take the Spark Harvest. I'll take Spark Harvest, but I know we're kind of overloaded on non-creatures. Yeah, we definitely are. We definitely want to start focusing on creatures. Evo Sage is nice if we were in green. Silverwing is actually fine. Yeah, we'll have to start taking cards like Burning Prophet. Another Angrat's Rampage is fine too. Yeah, it's better than the third Spark Reaper at this point. So it's pretty much control until we can hit a bomb. But which leads us to our other problem right now. We don't really have a bomb right now. I guess Tide Bear Giant could count. It is a good top end. Kaya is fine too. Davriel is kind of fine as well. It's probably better than the second one. There's also an Ignite the Beacon. Yeah, we're...
If you surrender now, I'll still have time for tea.
Yeah, the premise here is basically 3 cards over 3 turns. Yeah, now we're definitely looking for a lot of cheap creatures. Goblin Assailant is actually fine here. Basically, we want something cheap to pair up with our Spark Harvest or pair up with our Heartfire, pair up with our Spark Reaper. Amass is still going to be the best way to do it. We're just not really hitting it. We may have to go... Actually, and even then, this is the worst way to do it. This one's just basically 1 card for Amass Zombies tree. This is the wrong Lazotep. We wanted the other one. Which actually is a bit of a shame. Most of the good Amass cards were actually in blue. Maybe we should have gone into blue instead and ignored the Mayhem Devil. We need to get another Heartfire. The other plan is that because this is an any target spell, we could just try to burn out our opponent. Heartfire, the 2 Heartfires is basically 8 damage already. But yeah, we definitely need to have start getting cheaper creatures. Charity Extractor is fine. I guess we can take... It's either this one or another Tidebearer Giant. I feel like this is a bit too expensive. Well, I feel like the second Tidebearer Giant is probably too expensive. Also, a Charity Extractor can actually block a Tidebearer Giant. So this is actually a pretty decent blocker for all things concerned. But yeah, we are kind of struggling. Also notice that the mana fexing here is really not ideal. It's pretty much just the Gateway Plaza, and that's something from before that is still kind of true now. The format has to be really slow to make Gateway Plaza worth it. And we're trying to set it up in a way where it's not that slow. I guess the second tide. This is the time to take the second Tidebearer Giant. So technically, this is still triple black. Yeah, Spark Reapers are easy to come by. Maybe we shouldn't have been high prioritizing these cards. Come on, give us something nice. Nissa would be a really great bomb. It's just not in our colors. We do have a Firemind Vessel. We can also alternately start pivoting towards making red the splash color and start pivoting towards green. Because this one is a really important bomb. I would probably have to take it, even if it means giving up. We have quite enough removal already. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can make Nissa working it. So that means we do have a Pollen Bright Druid. Storm the Citadel doesn't quite count. It is a buff spell. If we can find a lot of good red and black, we can skip Nissa altogether. So now it's making that decision. How do we pivot? So our removal set is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. So we are removal heavy. Which is why I was willing to give up Obnix Silas' Cruelty at this point. But we definitely need to have creatures to help close out the board. 19 and 911 is... It's been the higher end. I actually am considering dropping the Firemind Vessel now. Like, Nissa is good, but Nissa also requires you to have a lot of forest, so it's not happening. Command the Dread Horde. Choose any number, put them... Oh! Okay, it deals the damage to you, so you can't just grab willy-nilly, but this is a finisher that we can consider. And it's not like we have any other good choice. Yeah, we'll take the Command the Dreadhorde. Also, how many of these do I have? Oh, I'm missing a few, so this is a good one. So the idea here is that, yeah, we look for probably one good creature and one good Planeswalker. Life gain would be quite important for us here. We can't just keep taking damage forever, or else we'll not be able to cast this. And we're looking for cheap creatures. Dread Malkin is one. Alternately, Honor the God Pharaoh. It does give us. It is a creature tacked on, so I am willing to take that one. And Crop Crasher. Yeah, I'm gonna need the card selection. It's not like our red is that deep, so I can actually just take the Honor the God Pharaoh this time. Ooh, Sarkhan's Catharsis. It's instant speed, so it is. I would have taken this if there was no Lazotep Reaver. This one is the creature we're definitely looking for. But now we're also looking for other cheap creatures, so Prismite would actually fit the bill. It is a cheap creature. Goblin Assault Team is kind of like a higher end, but I don't see any force that I'm willing to cut. I might cut the Spark Reaper for it. I could just go for another Herald of the Dreadhorde. Yeah, I'll go for another Herald. We'll probably cut the Charity Extractor here. We're getting a lot of Angrat's Rampage. I did say we do need some life gain though. So I am going to take the Sorin's Thirst here. So we do have quite a bit of non-creature spells. We do want to make adjustments here. So what are the spells that we're probably going to cut if ever? Ooh, this is a tough one. Bolt Bend is probably one of the best spells to cast, although we don't really have, we only have 1 4-power creature to make this work. Because the alternative is another Burning Prophet. Oh. I chickened out. Okay, Banehound, Shriek Diver gains haste. It is a flying creature, so that does count. Banehound is a cheap 1-mana creature. Blind Blast, that creature can't draw. That's cute. Okay, another Goblin Assailant. There is an emerge. So definitely gonna start taking a look at our non-creature spells. Like we could cut Davriel. It is not the strongest one of the bunch. Like, sure, it is kind of like it is a way to get card advantage, but it also is another does not affect the board card. Okay, now we take the Dread Mountain. So the Goblin Assailants can actually 12/12. I could probably cut one heart. I probably could cut one Heartfire. Sarkhan's Catharsis. I'll take it as an option. It's also possible that the correct play might actually be to go towards red instead of black. Like the 3 Spark Reapers is kind of overkill, admittedly. Let's take a look here. We have 2 Sarkhan's Catharsis. We could just try to burn our opponent out. So let's cut the command the Dread Horde. We kind of want to start cutting our top ends. Kaya might also be able to go, although exile target creature is pretty good in the world of bombs. Also dodges hexproof. So let's do a quick check. Sorin's Curse can probably go. That one, I do want it for the life gain. And probably 1 Spark Reaper or the Shriek Diver. As far as things that sacrifice are concerned, because the sacrifice is not cheap. Maybe it is the Shriek Diver we do cut. I'll just cut that one for now. So 13 and 10. I'm willing to experiment with this one. I guess there might be an argument for, say, giving up one of the Triumphs, I guess. Yeah, we'll stick with the 9/8 split. There is an argument also for sneaking the Prismite in, though it's 2 mana to add 1 mana of any color, so it's actually a big disadvantage. It's not this. You can see how far things have gone. Yeah, I guess we'll stick with this one. Let's see if this pans out. We are missing a lot of good cards, and I also think we might be in one of the worst color pairs. Not exactly bottom of the barrel. That's kind of green blue, green white, but it's not exactly encouraging either. So turn 2 Reaver, enable Heartfire is the thing. So our opponent definitely has a response of some sort. Let's see if they like the logical play would be to say burn the Reaver because I just gave Iron Bully, put the count. So now we're gonna try to buy as much time as possible. Because our opponent's gonna be dropping really big spells. Creatures in this case. Heartfire is an instant, so but it's also gonna use up our one red mana, so it doesn't really matter. If we can hit another red mana, I am willing to go Heartfire, then Honor the God Pharaoh. So this one deals X damage. Yeah, it's removal. Opponent might go for Lassitep Reaver. They could go for the token, in which case we just do the sacrifice of Planeswalker part. We're going for Reaver, that's fine. I could also just Chandra's Triumph and swing with the token. That also works. And that's probably what I'm gonna do.
I'll come for you next.
No, you.
Quest rages on.
But okay, opponent might have stalled out, but then again, so have we, I guess. We'll swing first. I'll play the Burning Prophet, just give us something cheap to do. Opponent probably has sitting on quite a bit of burn. Jaya's greeting. Okay, that's fine. Opponent was hesitant to use that, and it makes sense. I probably would not use it on the 1/1 token either. Opponent drops a Goblin Assailant. So I can honor the... I'm actually gonna wait. I'm just gonna play the Spark Reaper here. Maybe this baits out another Jaya's greeting. I'm fine with it. Chandra's Pyrohelix. Okay. Oh. Okay, it just used up all the removal. I'm fine with that. Another Goblin Assailant. We definitely want to hit a creature now. Oh, Spark Reaper is fine. We also definitely want to start hitting mana so that we can start getting to this one. I think that works. I am gonna discard Ankrat's Ram. I'm gonna discard Heartfire here. Yeah, we ended up hitting another Heartfire. That's fine. And the reason for that is our opponent if our opponent has another creature, we have a plan for it. But if our opponent has a Planeswalker, technically Heartfire also works.
Control is what defines a master. Back to basics.
Yeah, that deals 1 extra damage. I'm kind of fine with that. I would have loved to have the other red mana so I can drop the Mayhem Devil first. Opponent actually has the right idea, running all them Goblin Assailants. Finally hit it. Opponent might be flooding. Ugin's Conjurant. Yeah, Ugin's Conjurant is probably one of the best uncommons in the set, so we're gonna kind of wait on that. Now we're flooding. Let's play the other mana here. Dread Malkin. I probably will play this later. Opponent is not swinging, which makes sense. So now we get to do our own Goblin Assailant thingy. Yeah, opponent is kind of flooding. It's possible they have a big card. Like, I could sacrifice the 2/2 to move the 2 counters here. Not really ideal. It does ping our opponent. I'll wait. Because this is... Yeah, opponent's looking at Dread Malkin because that is our onboard. Also, we gave up both Spark Reapers. Maybe the third Spark Reaper is not so bad after all. We'll probably consider putting that back in. Band together. Opponent might have another band together. This is... But now we are free to swing. Opponent might still have a trick. We have actually drawn quite a bit of our mana already. We're definitely more than 10%. We've also gone through so many of our cards too. It's not quite. In fact, how did we go through more? Oh yeah, we had Honor the God Pharaoh. That's our card draw, sort of. And the reason we go after Ugin's Conjurant is because there is potential proliferate. Like we did see, opponent is also, yeah, opponent's also having mana issues. Let's see if this is basically combat trick bait. Definitely get it out of the way. Also, because I don't mind the Herald dying. Goblin is. Opponent had a good idea and the good fortune to draft a lot of cheap creatures on the down low. Yeah, opponent's now willing to trade. We do have a and Crop Crasher. We still have. Yeah, I was gonna say we still have a Spark Harvest. I'm not sure if that's the best creature to use it on, but our opponent has not given us any evidence that they had anything else. Yeah, I think we. Yep, opponent has an Evo Sage. And yep, that's it. Yeah, hey, we both were swimming in lands at this point, but that was a very long, protracted match. Something for us to really consider. We definitely want more Yeah, cutting the Command the Dreadhorde was correct in that case. Though it's also possible. It's also just chalked down to our opponent did not have any real bombs per se. Yeah, we do have the triple Spark Reaper plan, so I think that's still fine. Yeah, our removal is still correct. Our mana mix is a bit concerning, but we don't really have a good option around it. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see if we can make this work. Actually, I'm gonna go over the article again. Let's see. Yeah, we missed out on most of the really good any of the really good uncommons. We also kind of missed out on a lot of the really bombs out as well, so that is a concern. I don't think there wasn't exactly a top tier list. Yeah, Rakdos is kind of. Actually, Rakdos was forgotten. But anyway, we are definitely mulling this. We are definitely keeping this. There is an argument for cutting the Spark Harvest. Okay, or maybe not. We'll just play it. Because we already have one sacrifice spell. Opponent going Guild Globe. So let's see what our opponent has. We'll swing first, see if our opponent has something. I definitely still have to play this, even though it's probably going to eat a counter spell. There is... Oh. There's a 3-mana counter spell. That is something that was what I was concerned about. So now we're gonna see what our opponent has. I am really interested to know what our opponent's plan is, because this one is super. I'm doing nothing until I hit my bombs. So we are super reliant, and our opponent actually likes the top 4 cards. So we are super reliant on our removal. That said, we can use Heartfire to blank 1 removal spell. If we can hit 1 more land, we may not even have to sacrifice a creature for Spark Harvest. Tibalt's Rager deals 1 damage to any target. Sure. Now let's see, does our opponent follow it up? Yeah, follows it up with the Blind Blast. So now if our opponent has any more removal, we just sacrifice the Spark Reaper to itself. Opponent now going for Rescuer Sphinx. Yeah, we have to let that one go. I'm concerned that our opponent may have removal this time. Yeah, they did. Okay, now we're also on the waiting game. Well, it's not like Tybalt, Rakish Investigator.
You don't look scared. My assistants are painfully slow.
Well, it does get to proliferate, but we are gonna snipe the Planeswalker. Now we have 2 ways to do it, and yeah, we will use Angrat's Rampage for this one. Because if our opponent plays another creature, I won't really be able to use it. That said, yeah, we are now in trouble because our offense stalled out quite a lot. Opponent really bought. And we're probably going to end up using the Spark Harvest on the Burning Prophet here. Into a spell weird. This one is actually might be a better target. Now, unfortunately, because of the way spell sequencing works, yeah, I actually have to pass. Our opponent probably just ends up removing the Burning Prophet. They might also just sacrifice the weird to buy back one of their spells. Yeah, everyone's been having a good time hitting Planeswalkers. I barely hit any. They are definitely top picks, I would say. Now, I definitely am not blocking either of these. I'm just going to take. It is a bit painful, but... And the opponent's going face. Yeah, we need that Goblin Assailant. It's not exciting, but we don't exactly have much of a choice. And now our opponent is gonna just buy back a remove. Oh, they're buying back Tamiyo's Epiphany? Which makes sense also. If they're not in a hurt, if they're not threatened by my stuff, they will just... They will just go for the draw. Because the more cards does help. Yeah, Guildhome's kind of good here too. Yeah, we're probably not gonna on the surface we're probably not gonna win this one, especially if our opponent likes the 2 cards they drew. Yeah, blue-red is one of the top colors for this set. Yeah, we're in... Like, I can stall with this, but yeah, we stalled out really hard. Also, our opponent seems... Yeah, our opponent has all the best comments that I could probably ask for. Like whoever fed, like our opponent really chose a lane and really stuck with it, or they got fed really hard. There are 15 cards left. Yeah, they got fed really hard. There's no way we're competing with this one. I blame his cable. Then watch me check the playback and realize that he was at the tables, and so I guess I am partly to blame as well. No, I was taking red cards too. Our opponent had the right idea of also going really removal heavy. They just happened to be in the better colors for the job. Generally, the sacrifice deck does, even with, this is supposedly the better one of the better ones to do it because there's a mass, so you are getting incidental token creatures. But in the end, it's, man, I might have been better off drafting black red and ignoring the sacrifice altogether. That said, this is keepable. We just go. I guess us also not hitting many of our creatures early also kind of hurt us a bit. Also note that so far most of the players have not been going for multicolored decks. The real reason to do it would be because of having certain, how do you say this? Okay, this is probably gonna, okay, it didn't get removed. So yeah, having certain planeswalkers would be the biggest incentive. Nissa would be a good one, but only if we were main green to begin with. Unfortunately, her suite requires us to have a lot of forests, and we actually got rewarded with a good amount of with some decent black and red cards that I don't think we'll lose either Heartfire or Rampage. That's fine. Now there was an argument for not casting this so that if our opponent had removal, we could Spark Rager, but we also had the Heartfire. We would have been able to use that instead. Toll of the Invasion is somewhat better only because of the mass one. Like like there was a version of this in Lord of the Rings. It's basically it costs 4, but it was a mass 2. That one was pretty decent. Now there is an argument for me holding this so that I can actually swing for more damage, and I will do that. And I can also opt for Ob Nixilis' Cruelty instead. Yeah, we. So technically, we can get our opponent down. We have our opponent down to 4. Opponent has to start. Opponent has to start blocking eventually. I'm surprised they haven't started blocking sooner. No, opponent concedes. Looks like they did get stuck at mana. So yeah, this was where knowing that, okay, this is my power level late, so I need to shore up my plan early. So that's why I was aggressively drafting them Goblin Assailants. Our very first opponent had also the right idea in drafting Goblin Assailants too. We were potentially in trouble there as well. I'm actually it's also, I think they did not hit their really big creatures. That's kind of what happened on their end. Yeah, it's a slow draft day. It is what it is. We did get 2 wins at least, so I definitely want to have at least 3 wins. That's the barest minimum because the amount of gems you get jumps from 200 to 1,000. And that is a big deal. 4 is I am satisfied because that's basically 100 gems less. Yeah, we mulligan this again. Also, not. Like I could hope to hit my 1 out of 8 lands, but 8 out of that is about 25% chance. This is better, and we have a clear cut to boot, so we can. Opponent has a Paradise Druid. We can't really do anything about that, so we'll go Lazotep Reaver. Opponent is probably gonna pump it into something. Centaur Nurturer, which is pretty good, nice. Yeah, Paradise Druid having the hexproof as long as it's untapped is a big deal. So this one also taps for mana, so our opponent is really accelerating. The most I could probably do is just go Liliana's Triumph and pass. Though technically it's go Liliana's Triumph, swing with Dreadmount, and then pass. Ooh, opponent seems to have something really big. That said, we are nowhere near a winning position. We need to hit even more removal at this rate. That will block it. We can probably start getting in position of, like, say, sacking these to make this big enough that we can at least trade for Gloomhull. Oh, never mind. Opponent is swinging. Okay. Burning Prophet is a good take here. So the plan now is also because it's used up its proliferate already. Yeah, this is my temporary plan. Basically, start building up to a large Dread Malkin. Now our opponent might have removal for this. I won't have anything. That said, yeah, they might have removal for this. It will most likely be it's enchantment based, but not a pacifism base. Ooh, talk about a nest. So now I'm actually disincentivized from casting this. I might, because our opponent might have a Planeswalker, then we go for that instead. Also, like, these guys can kind of block more, well, not all day, but close enough. I could have also just swung with Dread Malkin, sacrifice my 2 other creatures just to survive the block, but I'd rather be on the defensive at this point. But yeah, opponent having a very good acceleration lead between. Just waiting for opponent to be kind of careless. It's not happening. There is a Spark Harvest, so I'm gonna go for the Vivian's Grizzly because that is gonna dig our opponent into more creatures over time. Another Burning Prophet's fine. Okay, so they whiffed on that one. No attacks. Tech. Opponent changing their mind. Like I would take the 4 actually. Arlen. So they will get a 3/3, and it comes with a counter. So that is our Angrat's Rampage target. that's a good thing to scry down. Wow, that was a very good scry down. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna win, but it's better that it happened than it did not. Or it has a. This is probably one of the worst creatures for us. Unless we can remove this, these guys are gonna start flying over. When it's holding back. Impressive. And I'm willing to do this just to get the extra scries. Oh wow. Oh wow. That now whether we survive or not, that is another story. But yeah, plain white celebration was really nasty here. Yeah, because I now actually have to swing because our opponent is now probably just gonna swing with this one. Oh, opponent's actually gonna take. Okay. Yeah, but that plain white celebration is really backbreaking for us. Opponent does swing with everything, so we can make some blocks. So I'm assuming we're taking 6. We might actually be taking. I would have made the other one fly. Opponent probably has more creatures in store. Yeah, War's creatures also wreck it for us. Well, there's a Mayhem Devil. That's one thing we can use. Yeah, we can't hold back anymore because our opponent's just gonna make the other card fly. But yeah, we were not in a winning position. And our opponent could just pump all of these, so yeah, this is no good. Got really unfortunate there. I did say that green white was one of the ones that suffered a bit, but unfortunately, we were not in a position to capitalize on it either. We weren't our our removal was horribly mistimed to our opponent's board state. I guess there was an argument there that we should have played Liliana's Triumph, make our opponent sacrifice the druid instead. That would have bought us a lot more time. At least we would not be so outpaced, but it was hard to tell. At least now we know better. Okay, next game could be our last. Possible that yeah, I will admit that the deck we drafted was not really great to begin with, so I would not be surprised if we whiff. Now this one I'm willing to kind of chance it a bit. We do have a Goblin Assailant on hand. And the reason I'm willing to risk it this time is because every time we mulled, we've kind of lost. But now this time we're probably going to lose for the same. So it's 9 out of... So it's about 1 in 30%. It's not great. We definitely need black mana to make any of this work. Okay, we're not getting our black mana. Our opponent might have a combat trick, but I'm willing to swing into this so that we can... Oh, okay. Okay, took the decision away from us. Fairy Time Raveler, of course. They might, yeah, they're probably gonna bounce it because that is the only creature we have up on board. Finally hit our black mana, so of course we go for the Planeswalker. That's too dangerous to keep alive. Ideally, I want to hit 6 mana before I start playing Spark Reapers, but I might not have a choice here. Yeah, the argument for, say, playing Lily... Yeah, not hitting our... I guess we start playing creatures now. At least, if nothing else, to have something that blocks Martyr for a cost. Actually, we're both having the same problems, though. Yeah, we will take. I think our opponent might have a bet. Might be main blue against Conjurant. Okay, so this is instant speed, so that is something. A trick we can. No, I am still holding up Liliana's Triumph for it in this case. Contentious plan. Yeah, our opponent's just gonna proliferate this to no end anyway. Nothing I can really do about that. I can try picking off the creatures around it. Heartfire is fine for us in this case. Yeah, basically I'm trying to pare down the number of creatures. We still have some more Agrat stuff. So that said, our opponent, yeah, this can't be blocked. We are sandbagging this one. Yeah, we'll sandbag this one. Now it's also possible our opponent has a counter spell in their hand, so this would be really bad for us. The better play for us might still be using Spark Reaper, Sacrifice on Block Sacrifice. Just try to draw into something else. We really need an answer for this. We probably don't have it. Honor the God Pharaoh is a thing as well. Still doesn't really answer this, but it could buy us a bit of time. Narset, oh no, great. I guess I have to snipe that first. When they have a callous this, how did this player get down to this level? Technically they're way ahead. Hold on. Do I read? Like, I know I need to draw cards. Yeah, I need to draw cards. I'll try to go for one scry. It's not ideal. Spark Harvest is okay. Spark Harvest is okay for us in this case.
I was not prepared for this.
So opponent is gonna Callous Dismissal one card, so we're going to actually hold both back. Yeah, we need to actually block here. Okay, that's it. Exile proliferate was good enough. Ugh, that was well. It's also kind of unfortunate. We took a gamble with our mana base. We needed a lot more black mana, so that one is on us. That was a bit our fault. So this one did not pan out as well for us. But in fairness, it is a high-powered set, and we missed out on almost all the power. That's we got very little power at all. That we made it this far is actually a deal in itself. But it's a shame. We could have. I wish we could have made more. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. There's the Dreadhorde Arcanist. We would not have really benefited from that. We were missing all these cards. Like, where's the Grim Initiates and all that? We might have been better off going in blue after all. We were hitting some of the high-powered cards already. So that was a that was a poor analysis on our part. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.